Okay, here we go. So this is my first time. Well, second, second, but really first time we're going. So I use a different studio to do Twitch, and that studio is messing up, and I'm not able to play a YouTube video that I really want to play right now. And so we're coming over to Restream to see if that solves the problem. I switch back to good in the last 5 seconds. Ha! Wait. Oh, it did? Like, no. Oh, I guess we'll just see how this goes. I don't know. Let's see. Video. Uh, no. No, not upload video. Screen. There we go. We're going to share my screen. Let's see. Restream is pretty good. I've never gamed on Restream before because I use Restream for YouTube when I do my chatting stuff. And so usually I'm either live on Twitch and gaming with you guys, or I'm live on Restream and YouTube and doing my talking thing. But I guess we're going to combine that today. We're going to do gaming and talking. And let's go. Okay, so hopefully you can hear this video. Let me know if you can hear it, because this is an important video. Because this Jim Carrey is out here busting out all the truth. They're coming after. They've already came after Jim Carrey, by the way. So it's not like they're going to come after Jim Carrey for this. But let me tell you, they're so coming after him, though. Because Jim Carrey is a nuisance to society, because he's out here telling the truth. And he's backing up Michael and his innocence. And so I know you like this, because this is Jim Carrey telling everybody Michael was innocent. Don't listen to what everybody else is saying. Michael's innocent. So let's go check this out.
And most of us eventually took that story and were like, okay, that's messed up. Michael Jackson's a bad dude. Without necessarily taking into account the way that the press had been smearing him in really messed up ways for years.
You know, I just want to warn people.
Could I see that?
Well, in a second, because
okay.
I just want to, you know, I want to tell people that if you go to a newsstand and you read about me in these rags, you know, 90% of what you're reading is absolute garbage. It's total fabrication.
Really?
Maybe that's better.
Companies take advantage of them. They really do. And
so okay. Can you hear this now? Because this is an important part. What Michael and Latoya are about to say right now is really important. And so I wanted you to hear it. So you can hear this, right? Because I wanted you to hear what Michael and Latoya have to say.
Sony, I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But
Michael constantly told me, Latoya,
Yeah, we're gonna do both at the same time. We're gonna play Disney and defend Michael at the same time. Let's see, let's see. Hold on, let's see something. Okay, I'm trying to think. Where is okay? This says. Let's see. Come on, because this had 3. I thought it had a way that I could add like the gaming to it. The gaming element. Oh, I gotta restart the game back up. That's right. Okay, let me start the game back up. This is my first time using Restream to game and talk, so this is interesting. Today's a very experimental, fun day. We're experimenting today. We're gonna have fun. We're experimenting. Yeah, like most corporations are just really, really bad. Like, most corporations, and yes, I did not know that Michael owned a piece of Sony, and this is what got him unalived. Was him? Well, I told you I watched another video that Jim Carrey did just like this, and Jim Carrey told everybody Michael was too powerful and nobody could tell Michael no. Michael did what Michael wanted to do, and nobody could tell Michael what to do. And they hated that. And when he wanted to drop Sony, he dropped Sony. And they hated that. Once again, they hated it. They hated him for it. Woo. Isn't that fun? I'm playing with this OBS and seeing what it all offers. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to get. Okay, I can't get them both up there. This is telling me that I can do. I thought it was saying I could do multiple. Okay, wait. Design. Maybe I gotta go into design. Default. Let's see. How did I get that double screen? New scene. How did I get this double screen? Because now I want a triple screen. Yeah, like that. I want a triple screen like that. But I want to add in, okay, that. And I want to see if I can add in screen share. Share. Okay, what is going on? Okay. There's that, but I want to add one more in. How do I add in one more? Let's see. I'm just learning this, so this is interesting. And how do I get a three-way though going? I want a three thing going on. It says I could do a three thing. Okay. How do I add in? Okay, what just happened? Okay. Screen share, window. I might be only able to do one at a time, I guess. I thought I could do both, but maybe not. What the hey just happened? Okay, let me. Okay. Add scene, camera, media, screen. Why isn't it? Share. Why is it not do? What did I do? I screwed this up now. Because now it's not adding my stuff to it. I screwed everything up. Let's see. Now I screwed everything up. What? Is this second bubble not holding anything? I accidentally hit something that ruined everything. What did I touch? I don't know. Why do I have to touch things? I touched something and now it's broke. Now I can't get anything to share because I touched stuff. And now my camera's broke. Great. Wow, this studio's not doing any better, is it? Gosh darn it, what is going on? There we go. Ugh. No, that's the wrong one. Okay. That's the right one. There we go. See that my onboard camera is so grainy? Ugh, I hate my onboard camera. I can't use it at all. It's so grainy. Okay, how did I break this? How did I break this? I broke this somehow and now I gotta fix it. Because it won't show the screen anymore. Okay, maybe stop sharing. There we go. Okay. Okay, maybe I can only do one at a time, I guess. Maybe I can't do both. I tried to do both. I was trying to do both, but it only let me share one thing at a time. Okay, we'll just get on with this. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
If I die, they're gonna murder me. They're gonna kill me.
A rare Jim Carrey interview has suddenly leaked where Jim defended Michael Jackson while the rest of Hollywood was busy demonizing him. And he even hinted at a disturbing plot against Michael.
It is kind of weird. I don't think LaToya is Michael, but it is kind of weird that they have similar noses and stuff, and everybody knows that Michael got his nose worked on. So I want to go back and look at LaToya again real quick. Like, I still don't believe the LaToya is Michael thing, but it is interesting that they both have that tiny little nose. I wonder if they both got the same work done.
LaToya.
Because why do you think that
If I
LaToya...
die-
Let's see. LaToya Jackson. Image. Let's see if she's always looked that way. Maybe she has, Maybe the reason why Michael. That's Latoya and Michael sitting together. Maybe they both got the same surgeries. I don't know, because her nose looks like it used to be bigger. And now it is smaller. But she doesn't have the same chin as Michael. Michael has a very different chin.
They're gonna murder me. They're gonna kill me.
A rare Jim Carrey interview has suddenly leaked where Jim defended Michael Jackson while the rest of Hollywood was busy demonizing him. And he even hinted at a disturbing plot against Michael that went far deeper than we ever imagined. Now, if you thought that those accusations against MJ were suspicious, wait till you hear what Jim Carrey had to say. Jim not only defended MJ's innocence, but he also allegedly warned Michael that Sony Music and elite industry executives were orchestrating a smear campaign to destroy his reputation.
They do look very closely like twins. Like, those are some identical nose and facial structures and eyes. Their chins are a little bit different, though, because Michael does have that little cleft in his chin that Latoya doesn't have. Latoya's chin is a little skinnier, and Michael's chin is like wider with a cleft.
All because MJ was starting to expose those same higher-ups that Jim would later call soulless and monsters hiding behind contracts and cameras. And that's not all. Insiders are now saying Jim himself may have come close to being sacrificed. After publicly exposing the machine behind the entertainment industry, Jim's own life spiraled into chaos, and his ex-girlfriend passed under sketchy circumstances.
Yeah, and they blamed it on Jim. They blamed her passing on Jim to throw him under the bus and get people to hate him and not listen to him, because they're like, oh, you're such a horrible, abusive boyfriend that your ex unalived herself, and it's all your fault, Jim.
And some believe it was no accident, but a warning that made Jim walk away from Hollywood for good. But let's circle back.
Because Jim understands it's a message. Jim is like, wow, thanks for the strong message. Peace out.
Exactly did Jim reveal about MJ? Was MJ framed because he threatened to pull back the curtain on the same puppet masters Jim exposed? Let's break it all down.
So the conspiracy really is a conspiracy, in my opinion, between the media and the DA to make Michael Jackson appear to be the guiltiest person on the planet, when in truth, no one could be more.
And you know what's funny? It's so funny how after Michael Jackson, Jim Carrey, all of this stuff, and people still trust cops and our government and the newspapers and everything, and people are out there still, like, this is why I get so angry, especially when you're not in the United States and you're just reading our newspapers and you're forming your opinions off of our newspapers and our news that is cycling. What you want to do is you want to find proper YouTubers you can trust that is going to tell you the truth about America and everything, because it's all lies out there. You cannot trust anybody in any of our government, our newspapers, our reporters, anything. You can't trust our doctors. You can't trust anything nowadays. Absolutely nothing. Basically, literally, they got us hiding in our homes, but that's exactly what they want too, is they want us hiding in our homes and scared.
Humble, more talented, and more loving than Michael Jackson.
An explosive Jim Carrey interview from 2003 has just resurfaced that most people have never seen. And in it, Jim boldly defended Michael Jackson at a time when the entire world was turning against him. Jim made it crystal clear that he never believed the disturbing allegations against MJ, calling out the hypocrisy and questioning the narrative pushed by the media. Jim said, "Media are vampires. They want your blood and tears. I don't believe all the negative things surrounding Michael Jackson. I respect his accomplishments and hope he is strong enough to overcome all of this." But here's where it gets even deeper. According to insiders close to MJ, Jim didn't just defend him publicly. He allegedly reached out to Michael directly, offering his support and warning him that the media machine was too powerful and too invested in destroying his name. And as wild as it sounds, sources now claim this moment may have been part of a much larger, more sinister story.
See, and the problem with Michael was when he started that tour, and he was going on one more final tour. And if Michael Jackson had successfully finished that tour, do you know how many new fans he would have garnered? I mean, because he already holds decades worth of fans from the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. He's been in this business for decades, and he was about to get a hold. Michael was about to get a hold of the new decade, and they were going to love him. And they couldn't have Michael become this big powerhouse because he already was one. He already is one.
Story connected to Michael's battle with Sony Music, a battle that MJ himself thought could cost him his life. All right, let's start by looking at the strange details around Michael Jackson's death. On the night of June 24th, 2009, just one day before he passed, MJ's personal doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, gave him several medications to help him fall asleep. When nothing seemed to work, Dr. Murray gave him a dose of propofol, a powerful sedative usually used in surgeries. Michael finally fell asleep, and Dr. Murray stepped out to use the bathroom. But when he came back a few minutes later, Michael wasn't responding and had a very weak pulse. Dr. Murray started doing CPR and even gave him medicine to try and reverse the effects of the medication. But here's where things get weird. Dr. Murray didn't call 911 right away. The emergency call wasn't made until 12:21 p.m., which was nearly an hour and a half after he first found Michael unresponsive. When paramedics finally showed up, they kept trying to revive MJ for about 40 minutes before rushing him to the hospital. But sadly, Michael was pronounced dead at 2:26 p.m. on June 25th, 2009.
This is hard. My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th.
You can tell by his voice that he's Michael Jackson's brother.
2009 at 2:26 p.m.
It was an announcement that shocked the world. Michael Jackson dead at 50 years old.
But it didn't take long before MJ's fans started questioning the official story. So, according to the autopsy, Michael died from a fatal dose of propofol, and his death was ruled a homicide. Dr. Murray was later charged with involuntary manslaughter and got a 4-year prison sentence. But a lot of MJ fans didn't buy it, and they believe Murray was just a fall guy in a much bigger plan. And here's where it gets interesting. Dr. Murray started working with Michael in May 2009 through AEG Live, the company behind Michael's comeback tour. AEG claimed Michael requested Murray himself. However, it was later revealed that AEG actually hired him, and Michael never even signed the contract to approve it. At the same time, Michael's sister, LaToya, started publicly claiming that MJ's massive music catalog made him a target, and she even revealed that Michael told her that someone was trying to take him out.
First of all, Michael told me that they were going to murder him. He was afraid. He was afraid for his life.
Well, you could tell by her voice, this isn't Michael. Michael would have to fake this voice, and this isn't Michael. Like, LaToya does look a lot like Michael. I was waiting to hear her voice again, but she has her own voice.
The people that were involved in his life, the people that were controlling him. This book, Starting Over, is about my life, and it's about Michael's life. It's the parallel between the two of our lives. We share that same life where people come into your life, wiggle their way in, control you, manipulate, control your funds, your finances, everything that you have, and you must do what they tell you to do. And that's what Michael was going through. And he knew that everything that was happening to him was not.
Okay, listen to what LaToya is saying, because this is very, very important. Because she's speaking on terms of her and Michael are famous and powerhouses. And so, but this is what they want to do with the whole world, famous or not. The time of telling people no and being your own person is over. People are going to come in your lives and they are going to destroy it, and they're going to find out a way to control you. There's no more of parents know best anymore and blah, blah, blah. Like what LaToya is saying right now applies to the whole world, and it's very, very important.
Not kosher, it wasn't right, and it disturbed him greatly, and he kept saying it over and over and over again. Yes, Dr. Murray was the fall guy, but it's more to it than just that. He named names. He told me people. He told me to be careful.
Well, you get 4 years, but you get he would have probably been granted time served because he would have probably been in prison while going to jail, or in jail while going to court. So when his sentence came down, they would have A, given him time served, plus B, he would have gotten out in good time. So you never ever finish your full sentence. There's two mitigating factors that get you released early. And so, yes, he would have been sentenced to 4, but I imagined, yeah, he would have only served like 3-ish years of it.
Of this one and that one. And in the beginning, I didn't, it's not that I didn't believe him.
Who were the people that he was saying?
People that surrounded themselves around him, people that worked with him, people that were with him the last days.
So in 2010, the Jackson family took AEG to court, arguing that the company was careless for hiring Dr. Murray. During the trial, Michael's son Prince even shared that his dad was under extreme pressure and even said more than once that they were trying to kill him.
It's interesting how light-skinned Prince is.
Prince said his father would cry after phone calls, saying, quote, "They're going to kill me. They're going to kill me."
And while the jury sided with
It's sad that Michael knew this. I wonder why he was going on tour and still stepping out in the limelight, knowing that he was going to die.
AEG, Michael's fans still weren't convinced, and they believed someone much more powerful than Dr. Murray was behind it all. And that belief only grew stronger when The Sun published handwritten notes that Michael supposedly wrote just weeks before he died. In the notes, Michael wrote, "They are trying to murder me, and the system wants to kill me for my catalog." And that's when Michael's daughter Paris started calling out Sony and John Branca, the man who was in charge of MJ's estate. Paris liked a bunch of tweets that blamed Sony and Branca for what happened to her dad, including one that said, "We've been telling you the truth for 17 years. Shame on any of you who sided with Michael Jackson's murderers." Now, here's something important to know about MJ's relationship with Sony. Michael literally thought Sony was evil.
It's interesting finally getting to see Michael Jackson's children and the relationship he had with his children. And I love that they're portraying that Michael had children and he had a relationship with his children, and that he was a real person, a real man, and a very good one at that. Like, I love it that they're showing, like, because the media did portray Michael as a horrible father, a distant father, a father who didn't care. He was divorced and the divorce was horrible, and like the media made it look like Michael just fathered these babies and walked away and left him with the mother. Oh yeah, this is it. That's what the tour is. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, he was like, "This is it. This is my final tour. I'm going one more round." Hey, Doshy Washy Doshy, how you doing? Had a great relationship with his children. Yeah, like he is a very wholesome, loving father, but what I'm saying is that's not how the media portrayed him. The media did not want you for 1 second to think that Michael was a caring, good father, and that he actually had a relationship with his children, that his children actually lived with him, and that they knew their father. But here you have Paris and Prince talking about their father. And then, of course, their names are a little strange. And so you also have people going, "Yeah, Michael's off the hinge when he names his kids Paris and Prince." And like, he's off his rocker, you know?
Had serious issues with the company and spoke out against them more than once. On top of that, he actually outsmarted them and ended up owning half of their music catalog before cutting ties and going independent.
Being being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really.
Well, here's where the catalog comes into it. He's going on his last tour. He's got a huge catalog, and he's ditching Sony in the middle of it all when he's about to grab onto the new generation and continue on. Because he's 50 years old, but he's still magic, and he's ditching Sony. Oh, Sony is pissed.
thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that...
This is what he told Oprah, because he told Oprah, why are you asking me about my skin color? Why are you asking me about things I don't want to talk about? He goes, I am a musician. I have talents. I want to talk about singing. I want to talk about dancing. And I don't want to talk about anything else. And then when Oprah tried to keep talking about his skin color, Michael just started singing. And he's like, Michael basically showed Oprah, either you're going to talk about my singing, or I'm just going to sit here and sing until you get off of talking about my skin color. And that's the powerhouse that Michael was, because Oprah just sat there going, what do I do? She's looking at her cameraman's back there going, what do I do, guys? What do I do? I can't control Michael.
This performer myself would outthink them. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony.
He's like, I bought out half the Sony and the half of Sony that owns me. He's like, I'm a free agent. I bought all of my masters. He's like, I'm out of here with my masters. What was I going to say? It's kind of interesting. You can tell that Michael really loves singing and dancing, because you would think that through the abuse and everything that Michael suffered growing up with his family, that he would actually want to step away from the music career and be like, no, this is the career my dad forced me into, and I don't want to do it anymore. But obviously, Michael has a true passion for singing and dancing, and it is his thing. And nobody's going to stop him from it.
So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know. So the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album.
Well, in Michael, and Michael's right. He did good business. The thing is nobody likes good business. The only way to get rich and famous is crooked business, not good business. Shame on Michael for doing good business, right? Because Michael was like, no, I'm doing what's right, and I'm not going to let you stop me. And Sony's like, okay, fine, watch us, we will.
But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
Actually, that's who Mariah Carey was married to, is Tommy Mottola. But it's kind of funny, though, when Tommy Mottola was married to Mariah Carey, she produced better music. So I don't know what to think. I do trust Michael that maybe Tommy Mottola treated him like crap. I don't know. Maybe he really did treat Mariah Carey like crap. I don't know. But all I know is when Mariah Carey divorced Tommy Mottola, she went off the rails with P. Diddy.
And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated.
But hold up, we're just scratching the surface here. Before Sony allegedly tried to get rid of MJ, some sources claim they first tried to ruin his reputation by framing him for a horrible crime, one that stuck with him for the rest of his life.
And the idea that Sneddon had such a vendetta, again in my opinion, that he would charge Michael Jackson with the abduction and conspiracy charges in addition to and alcohol and plying the kids with alcohol and all of these other charges, which amounted to 14 counts against Jackson, was proof positive for me later that Sneddon was out for any kind of blood he could get. If anything could stick, he was going to throw it out there, no matter how ridiculous it was. And so the conspiracy really is a conspiracy, in my opinion, between the media and the DA to make Michael Jackson appear to be the guiltiest person on the planet.
Now, this theory that MJ was set up isn't new. But recently, some fresh info came to light during the legal drama involving Diddy. So back in February 2024, one of Diddy's former producers, Lil Rod, filed a lawsuit and claimed that Diddy's head of security, Fahim Muhammad, had strong connections with law enforcement and helped cover up Diddy's alleged crimes. And get this, that same Fahim Muhammad also worked as Michael Jackson's head of security, and he was there the night MJ died. But what's even crazier is that during Dr. Murray's trial, Fahim testified that he had only been hired as Michael's chief of security about 10 months before Michael passed away.
At that point in time, how long had you worked security for Mr. Jackson?
Approximately 10 months.
And what were your responsibilities?
I was the chief of his security, so my responsibilities ranged from making sure his house was protected.
I have to look at that. I don't know who Tom Snedden is.
Making sure his children were protected, and making sure his day-to-day activities and movement was all safe and planned and mapped out.
Now, here's another wild twist. When Fahim got the job as MJ's head of security, he had just finished college with a business degree, and he was only about 20 or 21 years old. So it's kind of hard to believe that the king of pop would pick someone that young, with no real security experience, to be in charge of his safety. Well, maybe he didn't. According to journalist Ian Carroll, it might have actually been someone else who hired Fahim and just said it was on Michael's behalf.
For most of Jackson's career, his head of security was Bill Bray, who was his mentor and basically his father. And the two were extremely close. Bill ran his security until he was 70 when he retired, and Jackson continued to pay his medical bills until he died at age 80. But then once Bill retired, Jackson was then protected by other security people.
Yeah, see, they hired people that they had control over. And that's the problem with the new generation. He was, okay, an attorney? Okay. So, because the problem with the newer generation is why they picked him as the head of security is because this newer generation, I'm sorry guys, but you're very controllable. You guys need to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet because you're being controlled. And Draco's security team spills secrets from his wacky world. Oh, right, whatever.
That came and went, and he wound up with this guy who has direct connections to Diddy's blackmail operations, who was directly complicit in covering up crimes for Diddy and covering up use, prostitution, human.
Like one of the I'll open up a little bit about my story a little bit. So one of the police officers that took our children, the one that headed it up, she is heavy feminist, and 5 or 6 months prior to her taking our children, she tried to Dawn's upset her because she tried to get me to leave Dawn. And so this newer generation, they do corrupt things like that. They have their own corrupt agendas, and you can't trust police and stuff anymore because they will follow the corrupt agenda, whatever it is, feminism, Marxism, whatever. So he covered up a lot of nasty stuff that P. Diddy did. And what P. Diddy did was none of it was right. None of it was good. None of it was right. It's all horrible. And I don't even know that much of it. And it's horrible. What I do know about what Diddy did at those white parties. And that's our newer generation that is heading up our police force nowadays. And that's our world we live in.
This is the guy that was protecting Michael Jackson the day that he died. The day that he was overdosed on after he was probably already asleep, and the only witnesses, there were no witnesses to the crime. I'm honestly kind of surprised that this guy never got checked into as a suspect.
But that's not the end of it. Carroll also suggested that Fahim might have connections to intelligence agencies, which led fans to wonder if he could have been one of those celebrity handlers. Kind of like Kanye's ex-trainer, Harley Pasternak, who openly threatened to have Kanye institutionalized. So according to Carroll, this might have...
Poor Kanye. Everybody's trying to take down Kanye. I need to look into Kanye because there's a reason everybody's trying to take down Kanye. Like, everybody's getting so mad at Kanye. I know he does crazy stuff like what he just did to his wife at the award show. Okay, that Kanye can, oh my gosh, but he's doing this for a reason, though. Kanye's not doing this for no reason at all.
All been part of a bigger plan to frame MJ for something he didn't do. And when that didn't work, they may have decided to take him out for good.
I shit you not, I was looking up Fahim, and where did I find another article about him? On Penn State, the Wharton School. He didn't attend it as a student, he was invited as a speaker for this Wharton real estate entrepreneurship event. Which makes perfect sense. He has a real estate investment company or whatever, but if you've been following along, you would know that the Wharton School comes up an awful lot when we're talking about intelligence agencies and people associated with the CIA.
It's kind of like that Death Brigade thing in what's the Ivy League school again? Yale. I did not. So I thought I was disappointed when I found out recently that George W. is not as Republican as I thought. And I knew he went to Yale with Kerry, who's Democratic. I honestly thought George W. was a good American Texan like his dad, but it turns out he's just right along there with Obama and everybody else. Directly mention. In the song, it was Dom Sheldon. It is close. Dom Sheldon. Yeah, sounds legit. I think Michael Jackson, because the way he grew up and everything, he's one of those people that would never hurt another person. He's a true victim. And he's just sweet. Unlike, we could talk about those Gypsy Rose cases and everything over there, somebody who's trying to act like a true victim, who's not a true victim, and every time she comes across another victim, she just doesn't care. Michael has a heart of gold.
And the FBI, etc. Just thought it was interesting that they invited him to be a honored speaker at their event. And now, here's the best part. Check this out. This is in all of his bios, by the way, but we're pointing it out now. In 2008, Fahim graduated from Sacramento State University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration with a concentration in real estate and marketing. Okay?
Business and real estate, huh?
Do you realize what's wrong with that yet?
Because he's head of security for Michael Jackson when he does real estate and business, and he has no business being head of Michael Jackson's security team.
Anything coming to mind? When did Michael Jackson die? June 25th, 2009. Jackson died from cardiac arrest caused by a propofol and benzodiazepine overdose, caused by his doctor, apparently. Hold up. Hold the phone. Pause. Why is a dude who just graduated college last year with a business and real estate degree the head of security for the king of pop?
See, exactly. I got it right. He said, what's wrong with this picture? Somebody who has a real estate license is head of security for the king of pop, the king of rock, pop, and soul. And he's the head of the security
for Michael Jackson, the most famous musician of all time. What's going on?
All right, now let's get back to Jim Carrey, because now some new info is coming out about why he really walked away from his super success.
Just bet. I know what it's like to grow up with a bad childhood, and I hate when every time I go to a new psychologist and they ask me, the first thing they got to ask you is about your past abuse. And it's like, well, this is going to take a couple sessions. Because I hate that I can say that I'm sitting here going, well, this is going to take a couple sessions, guys. But rarely do people, turn out like Michael and me and stuff like that. That literally, like I said, I'm not a streamer that comes out here and the people say, "Hey Rose, I have this problem," and then they tell you your problem and you say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I hope everything goes okay." Like I that's why my name was Talk with Rose and everything. I didn't ever want to be the kind of streamer that just says, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm the type of person that's why I went famous with Carve, because I didn't just say, "I'm sorry you're being bullied, Carve. I'm sorry." No. I literally gave Carve real good, real advice, things that I wish I had grew up with, the things that I wish I had known when I was being bullied and abused, and things that I wish I had realized about myself. And I was hoping maybe Carve would take that and realize that about himself and maybe have a better life than I did. But yes, not many people want to be a good person. They usually turn out to abusers make abusers who make abusers, and they make other abusers, and so the cycle goes on.
Successful movie career. And apparently, it wasn't just his choice. Insiders say he had to leave because the powerful people running Hollywood were actually trying to Michael Jackson him for speaking the truth about what really goes on behind the scenes. So back in 2018, Jim told The Hollywood Reporter that he wanted to completely take down Hollywood after seeing all the shady stuff happening behind closed doors. He said, "I just didn't want to be in the business anymore. I didn't like what was happening. The corporations taking over. My plan was not to join Hollywood. It was to destroy it. Like, take a gigantic sledgehammer to the leading man and to all the seriousness." By the way, this interview came out shortly after Jim's interaction with a reporter at New York Fashion Week went viral, where he basically made fun of the whole industry for being pointless.
There's no meaning to any of this, so I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming,
See, they spin this to make Jim Carrey look so insane. But all he's doing is telling the truth.
possibility that we could come up with is like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in person.
You know what? Icons, Jim Carrey is so right here. Icons only exist if you believe in them and you create them. We, regular people, create the icons that we watch. Us regular people, we create those icons. They're only iconic because we say so. They wouldn't be iconic if we didn't say so.
Personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
Now, at the time, the mainstream media mocked Jim, calling him crazy and trying to discredit him. But over time, more of Jim's past interviews about Hollywood started to resurface, and people started to realize there was actually a deeper message behind what he was saying. Like back in 2014, when Jim was on Jimmy Kimmel and walked in making a gesture that some people think is an Illuminati symbol. Kimmel played dumb and said he had no idea what the sign meant, but Jim called him out, saying that everyone in show business knows exactly what it stands for.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy.
Jim then said he was there to expose the secret group that controls Hollywood, and the audience just laughed, thinking he was joking.
Well, yeah, because when you're Jim Carrey and you're this big comedic actor, I mean, come on, he's Jim Carrey. When does Jim Carrey not say something funny? Okay, he's Jim Carrey, guys. But it's great because, you know, Jim Carrey's great, and this has garnered me so much more respect for Jim Carrey. Like, because I just thought of him as this comedic actor. I garnered so much more respect for him.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
But then Jim started talking about how talk shows and entertainers are like puppets for the government.
Well, they are. Okay, you know how you could tell Jim Carrey's telling the truth? When the writers went on strike, why did Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, David Letterman, why did all them guys not have their scripts to do their shows? I thought that these late night talk show hosts, I thought they do their own thing. Why do they need a script? It's like pause the brakes for a second. I thought Jimmy Fallon, is that the one I'm thinking of? Jimmy Fallon does his own jokes. David Letterman, apparently, I guess, doesn't write his intro jokes. These guys are all scripted and being told what to say. Because when the writer's strike goes down, they have no show.
Meant to distract people from the real problems. And you could tell this made Jimmy really uncomfortable.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to count it out. It's hilarious.
By the way, there were also rumors that the audience didn't actually laugh when Jim started talking about the government using entertainers to distract people. And several people in the audience that night said the laughter was added in later. One person commented on the video, "My dad was there. There was no laughter there. It was added to cover it up." Thanks to Jim for putting his life in danger to say this. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. Almost exactly 1 year after Jim...
It's so weird. I wonder if Jim knows something. That he knows that he's got a chance that they're not going to take him down or something. Or Jim is just going, screw it all. Take me down or not, I'm going to go out at least telling all the truth and everything. Because most people just slink away from Hollywood quietly. Like, who did they recently do this to? And they slunk away. Because Hollywood rips you into... Oh, they're trying to do it like Chris Pratt and stuff right now for speaking truth. Like, if you don't join this stuff, like they're trying to do it with like Chris Pratt and stuff right now.
Jim was on Jimmy Kimmel, Jim's girlfriend, Catriona White, passed away from a suspected OD. And almost immediately, Catriona's ex-husband filed a lawsuit against Jim, accusing him of giving her the prescription pills that led to her death. However, Jim denied the accusations and released a statement hinting that he was being framed. Jim said, "What a terrible shame. It would be easy for me to get in a back room with this man's lawyer and make this go away. But there are some moments in life when you have to stand up and defend your honor against the evil in this world. I will not
See, Jim is telling, once again, the truth here. He can go into a back room, settle out of court with a little bit of money, because Jim's got the money, and it'll all go away. And then Jim will... But the problem is if you settle in court like this, people assume you're guilty. And Jim is saying, this is worth fighting for. I did not do this. I was not a part of her OD. And this is like something actually worth fighting for instead of just paying money and making it quietly go away. But sadly, for the rest of us real people, we make deals because we can't just make things go away.
Tolerate this heartless attempt to exploit me or the woman I loved. The lawsuit against Jim was eventually dropped, but he was never really the same after the tragedy. And in 2022, he announced that he was leaving Hollywood for good and would focus on painting instead. But now with all these new reports claiming that powerful people tried to Michael Jackson Jim Carrey, and that interview where Jim defended MJ and supposedly warned him the industry was after him, fans are starting to wonder just how deep this rabbit hole really goes. Do celebrities really get framed for crimes they didn't commit, have their names ruined forever, and end up unalived for speaking out about things no one...
Well, okay, here's the number one thing I want people to realize, okay? This doesn't just happen to celebrities alone, okay? This happens to real people like you and me, okay? This isn't just... This isn't just famous people that get framed, okay? That this happens to. Okay? This happens to real regular people. I'm glad you like the video, pigeons. Yay. I thought you'd like it. Like, there is some truth out there about Michael, guys, and the industry out there. And so the big key is, the crazier they make you look, like they made Jim Carrey look insane, completely insane. And especially the way Jim Carrey tells a story with his eyes like wide and he's like, ah, and the way Jim Carrey talks, is really easy to frame him for being insane. It's really easy to say, yeah, look at this crazy guy. Look at crazy Jim Carrey, And it is just way too easy to do that. And so watch who Hollywood tries to frame and push out, because they're probably the celebrity you need to listen to. And remember, people are only icons because we make them icons. There is no icons out there. Like, Jim Carrey's so right. You see the big look on Jimmy Fallon's face as Jim was talking. He has this big smile. And I bet in his head he's going, how do I handle this? How do I handle this? It's like, what do I do? But I like, it's sad what happened to Michael. It really is tremendous tragedy that happened to Michael and Jim and everything else. But on the flip side, this needs to wake everybody up. This needs to wake everybody up. What's happening to Jim and Michael and everybody, like, needs to wake everybody up. Great. What happened again? Great. What happened? I hit another button or something and it got ruined. Okay. Well, whatever. I guess I'm on the big screen and it's on the little screen. I don't know. Anyways, back to talking. So yeah, watch. And especially if you are out of the United States, when you read our articles in our newspapers and stuff, you want to be very, very careful what articles you read and what they're saying in them, because you don't know who's controlling the narrative. And like I said, don't think this only applies to famous people, because this doesn't only apply to famous people, by the way. But yeah, like MJ's story, people need to see that Michael's not lying. Michael didn't do anything wrong. He's innocent. And it's because people wanted to ruin his name. Like, people can't, I don't get why people sit there and say, well, why would somebody lie? I can't fathom why somebody would lie. Well, I can fathom a million reasons why somebody would lie. Power, control, all kinds of things. Once somebody lies about you and ruins your name and smears your name into the ground, they have so much power and control over you. And it's really horrible how much power and control they gain over you when they do this. Check articles and stuff out. Yeah, like, well, my husband goes to this, I'm trying to remember what, news site, and it'll tell you whether it's blue, which is leftist, red, which is Republican, or white, which is unbiased. Because one thing you want to watch out for is you want to watch. Oh, I didn't notice this jacket was purple. I thought this jacket was turquoise. It's purple with turquoise. Oh. Oh. It's a little bit backwards. Okay. Okay. I thought that oh, okay. I thought this jacket was a little bit different. Okay. Very businessy look. That's why I was getting like upset when people in my stream were spouting off standard leftist stuff, because it's like, wow, like you just went to a newspaper article that is spreading a bunch of lies and pulled out every standard leftist comment and argument you could. It's like nothing came from your own observation or mind or anything. You just spewed out literally everything that is like, oh my gosh. Copy paste, man. Copy paste. Hey, Soli, look. I look like you today. Like my feet. See, my feet look like you. Just kidding. Now, this is a weird outfit. Let's see. Let's go back to wardrobe. I guess I kind of like the other shoes better, maybe. I don't know. Those ones. Maybe I like bare feet. Just forget the shoes, right? Forget shoes. Just forget shoes. Shoes are not important. Be like, yeah, we'll just go barefoot, right? We're just gonna go barefoot. Ha. But yeah, like, because if you're just saying stuff that you're basically, that's why I like that Charlie Kirk is going from different campuses around the world, around the US, and challenging these people to actually look at the issue from their own thought and perspective, and not from what the newspapers tell you to. This throne room needs to be cleaned up. Just kidding. Get inside the throne room. Okay, that's our goal. Is to get inside the throne room. Okay. Oops. Yeah, no, I stick them up there so that people know what question I'm answering. I forgot to take it down. Okay, let's see. Step inside the mysterious time rift. We're going into a black and white world. Yay! And we're so colorful today. Oh, we're not colorful anymore. They changed us to black and white. Aren't we cute? Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know how to get the. I'm new to this OBS. I don't know how to get it to automatically display the message and then take it down on its own. Because I could do the overlay like this where then everybody sees the chat, but then my picture's really tiny. And then you can't really see me. So, all right. We are in Oswald's black and white world. Explore the mysterious black and white world. Can't go fishing. We'll go around down here and then we'll go up the hill. Oh, there's Mickey, it looks like, in black and white. Mickey. Yep. How did Mickey get here? I don't know. There's an old camera. Glad to see you too, buddy. I wonder like how I make moderators on this overlay. Like I haven't needed much moderators because when I chat on YouTube, like I did get flooded with some crazy people the other day on YouTube. They're kind of funny. But I handled them well. They got bored really easy when I wouldn't play into their games. It punched a hole in the sky. We're gonna build something. Okay. Rope? No. Oh. A lantern. Haha, it was kind of funny, but I handled them fine. People don't like trad wives. They get upset at them, and people came in to try and ruin my stream because people are trying to get parents out of the homes nowadays. Like, I don't know what kids are thinking they're wanting. Because what? They want moms to go have jobs and be single, and they want dads to go away. And then what do you do with the children? I guess put them in daycare and school all day long? Then it's like pointless, because why are you having children just to have somebody else take care of them and watch them? Like, people don't understand what they have until they lose it, you know? And sadly, at one point in my life, I was kind of one of those people. Like, you don't understand what you have until you lose it. And then after you lose it and you can't get it back, it's hard watching other people not appreciate it either. Oh, this is some of the stuff we threw in the hole earlier. The lantern, the hot dog cart, and then what else was it? The lantern, the hot dog cart, and earlier we threw stuff in these holes to fix them. And that's what we're picking up. The lantern, the hot dog cart, and I'm trying to think of what the final piece was that we... Maybe I need to fish it out. Because we did the pickaxe and the shovel, so maybe we need to do this. Hey, my Dashi Washi Dashi, how you doing? But yeah, because yeah, I changed my YouTube to do that kind of stuff and do that. I personally don't relate to that. Yeah, like people don't. Right now, people aren't appreciating family like at all. Kids want to get away from their parents because their parents restrict them, and for some reason, well, no, I know it's not for some reason. See, that's the problem that's going on in our world today. Why we're fighting communism and Marxism and all that so hard, because you can't just allow the world to just be like, well, I feel like this, so let me do it. There has to, people, oh my gosh, people just, and rules. People cannot stand having rules. There's this one chick who is divorced, and she was married for 24 years. She's been divorced for 6 years. She went from being a Mormon trad wife, or so she says. She was a happy Mormon trad wife, and now she's a even happier feminist. She's married to a man who has no job. So she takes care of him. He doesn't take care of her. And like, she's so much happier. Even though she struggles, she cries on YouTube all the time that she can't afford anything. Bull crap. I look around her house. It's like, you can afford stuff. I see your house. It's like, I see your house or apartment or whatever it is. But anyways, the beef with her. So now she's got this YouTube channel where she's just constantly putting down all of that. And oh my gosh, she's such a rule breaker. That's what it was that attracted me to her channel. Was first of all the lies she tells, and second, that she's like this huge rule breaker and liar. She's like this rule breaker and liar. And that's just it. That's the whole thing about the new generation that's up and coming right now is they can't stand rules. You don't like rules. They can't stand rules. And so every time, and see, the problem is like with Trump and everything being president, rules are being implemented and you follow them or there's consequences. And we're trying to bring back justice and rules to our system. I just wonder when Trump's going to get around to taking care of the biggest problem in our system, which is CPS needs to go, man. Couple of people are liking my post. I got bold on X and told somebody to get over themselves and not cry on the internet. How's my Joshy Washi doing? Okay, I cannot find this third piece on this island. I am going round and round and round, and I am not seeing this third piece. I'm circling round and round. I remember it might have been a video. Did we put together with Rapunzel or something? No, Eve. Or something. I don't know. I can't find it. Where's the third piece? I can't find the third piece. I'm not seeing where this third piece is. I don't know. Do I need to look this up? Because I can't find this last piece. Where is this last piece? This island is not that big. I'm going round and round and round and I can't find it. Look, a little steamboat. Okay, come on. I'm going to see the now and then. Okay, let's look this up. The now and then. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you do fish it out. By the steamboat. Okay, I have to fish by the steamboat. Okay. I figured it might have been fishing. I just didn't know I'm just supposed to just fish. Okay. What? Okay, you can't just fish. All right, where did you fish this out at? Okay, it says fishing in the spot not far from the steamboat. I did fish in a spot not too terribly far from the steamboat. This island is small, nothing's too far. I wish they would show a picture of what they mean by not too far from the steamboat, like left or right, after port, whatever. I don't already have the key, do I? Oh, I do. Ha! I did already fish the key out. Okay. Huh. That's why I can't fish anymore, because I already did fish out the key. Okay, now it doesn't tell me where the chest is, though. Chest inside a cave. I thought we found the hot dog roaster up here. It says head down the beach, but I thought the hot dog roaster was up here. It's supposed to be a cave? Aha. Yeah, that's a cave. It's not a very big cave. Ah, the ship in the bottle we made with Gaston. That's right. We threw the ship in the bottle in there. Yeah, it is a good game. I need to get maybe on payday on Wednesday I can get my husband to give me the $30 so that we can get let's see. There is, let's see. Oops. Steam. Okay. Yeah, I got it because I originally thought like Aurora and stuff would really like interacting with the Disney characters and stuff. Okay, so Steam, Disney Dreamlight Valley. There's a new expansion out to buy. Okay, let's go to store. Storybrooke Vale is $30, and this one has Merida and Flynn Rider in it. We get a whole new land, whole new area to travel and look through, and we get Yeah, so there's the new one with 2 new characters. We're missing these 2 characters because we don't have this one yet. It looks like Hades and Maleficent might be coming next too. Like we need to get this expansion because we're gonna miss out on some good storylines if we don't get it. We're gonna get in Gaston's tiny little ship. Are we gonna break the bottle? Yeah. Wow, we made them much bigger. I guess we got hot dogs to eat on the way. I understand the lantern. I understand the ship. I don't understand why Mickey's having a hot dog cart on the ship. Ooh, there's Jafar. There's Jafar. And LeFou. We brought LeFou with us. We have LeFou. None of your business. I use my imagination. You can't stop my imagination. I've sparked it. You have as much power as a genie. Oh, we're gonna trick him into turning into a genie. Yes, make you the most comfortable, finest lamp in the world. Aha! We now have him in the lamp. Now what? Talk to Mickey. Where's Mickey? Oh, there you are. Hey, Mickey. Yo. All right. We got the spark, we got the lamp, and we out of here. I need to get some more like neckwear. All right, Mickey. Talk to Merlin. Oh, Merlin's here too. We gotta find Merlin. Mickey, are you sitting on that throne? Did you just take over the throne? Can we go through there? No. Maybe it's over there. Let's go further into Jafar's palace. Okay, no, we're going back the way we came, actually. Talk to Merlin inside Jafar's palace. Like, where is he in the palace? Oh, there he is. Yep, there we go. Okay, good thing I decided to check the whole palace. Yeah, we need to get Merida and Flynn Rider. We need to get it all. No, Jafar's not smart. He fell for it. Good thing I watched the movie. No, I'm just kidding. Nah. I knew how to trick Jafar because I saw the movie. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get this done, and then probably gonna take a break. Cut it, cause yeah, it's getting late, and my husband's probably out of meetings now. Me, Merlin, outside Jafar's palace on Eternity Isles. Okay. So we're gonna exit. Exit Jafar's palace. We have now gotten to see Jafar's palace. I wonder if those little balls in the middle of every land, if this spark of imagination has something to do with those little balls. Mickey's like, please, I don't want to be black and white anymore. Oh, come on, Mickey. It's not that bad. Just kidding. Oh, how pretty. Oh, did I finish the Rift in Time story? Oh, credits roll. We get Mickey's Steamboat, by the way. And now we need Storybrooke Vale. I need $30. Use Storybrooke Vale. Because now we should be starting Storybrooke Vale. I need that. Okay, let's see. Collection. We still don't have Jafar. We still got to figure out the whole Jafar thing. Oh, yeah, we got to go check on our slow cooker, by the way. No, not the docks. I meant the plaza. There is so many. Is there? What's new on Steam? Let's see. Let's go to the store. I just had to buy Phasmophobia and 911 Operator because you can't share games on Steam anymore. So I can't share my library with my son anymore. And so I had to go buy the games because he didn't want to give me the games. But I don't blame him. But I'm glad he shared it with me for a little while. Free games. Oh, I hate PE and I hate tying things and beating your personal best. I'm sorry. Oi. You know, PE never takes into consideration genetics and stuff. Like, what if some people just do you know I've never been able to do one pull up, not one. And it pisses me off that no, why isn't anybody blaming my parents? I can't do one pull up. Like, Should my parents be being blamed or something? Because I'm getting blamed for everything my kids can and can't do. And I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting really tired of being blamed for everything that my kids can and can't do. Because I can't do one pull up. So are you going to go blame my mom? What is this? I mean, schools need to like chill out, man. Some people you can push them and they can grow muscles and they can beat their personal best, and some people just can't, you know? And I don't know where you fall on that because I don't know your genetics, but hopefully you do well. But I feel like schools sometimes set kids up to. I guess Wesley isn't going to school today, tomorrow, or Wednesday because tests make him violent, and it's the end of year testing, and apparently he gets violent when they want him to test. So I had no idea that Wesley gets violent anytime testing comes up. Maybe that's why he wanted to leave school so bad. Because he wanted me to take him out of school. Like, I don't know. What school is turning Wesley into a violent person. And of course, you know who's getting blamed for it, right? I'm getting the blame. Let's go check this slow cooker out. Should be done by now. Okay, Tiana, where are you? Ah, you're up there. Hey, oh, wait, is that Mickey? Or is why is Mickey black and white? I thought we just turned him back to color. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. He's walking around his steamboat Mickey. We have that available now. Yes, Lunch Lady. That is a hard game. I don't know how to pass Lunch Lady. That is just such a hard game. The game is just so difficult. And that big scary Lunch Lady is so crazy. She's scary. Yeah, we need to play our games again. I miss content death warning and stuff like that. Those are fun games. I still got to stop from dying down in those dungeons. Mm-hmm. There we go. More kitty paws. When will you be back on today? I don't know. I need to go. I can go check my husband and his schedule real quick because this morning he said he had a ton of meetings, and I was like, yeah, I'm going upstairs and streaming. I'm like, you got a ton of meetings. I'm going upstairs. Let me go ask him what his schedule. Ooh, there's that Paw Prince. I almost passed that up. Aha. Because maybe we could shut down Disney right now and we could play Disney later. Because the faster I go through these Disney games, then there'll be nothing to do. So I don't want to go through Disney too fast. BRB in a sec. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to best. Like they should just be like, see, I don't know, like what the whole school system needs to be revamped because there should be no teacher unless they're really specially trained should be able to tell you how physically fit you are. Yesterday I was sitting next to a lady and I was happy to talk to her because she said she had diabetes and she was trying to lose weight. And I told her about the diet that me and my husband are on. And she said, no, thanks. I got my own dietitian and my company's paying for the dietitian. Now, what the dietitian is telling her is wrong, is so very wrong. And she has some bad, bad habits. And she's actually going to stay diabetic and unhealthy. And that's because nobody wants to buck up and tell people the truth and really decide what fitness really is. Yay, a rose. Okay. Whee. All right, sorry that took a minute to talk to my husband. He's leaving for Home Depot in like 10 minutes. His meetings are pretty much done for the day. He's usually done about noon for the day. Like, I have the morning hours where he's gone in meetings and stuff. And oh, I need to set Wesley's light table up. I'm giving this. Colin broke this accidentally over the weekend, so I'm giving it to Wesley. Those USB-C ports, they spoil kids. They don't teach them how to actually work something. Whew. Because, man. Let's put this down here. Yeah, this is broke pretty good. Okay. Oh. Yeah, he broke it pretty good. Like, I think I'm gonna have to tape it in there or something. I don't know. Super glue it in there? I don't know. Because, man, he broke it pretty good. But, yeah. Here's mine. I got a new pink one. Joshi Washi Dashi and all you guys, are you guys on my Discord? Because there's something I need to talk about on Discord that and feel free to say no with no problem. But there's an idea I'm throwing out on Discord a little bit later. But it's okay if it can't be done. Why is my mouse not working on the game? Okay. What? Michael Jackson biopic starring Jim Carrey? Okay, that's weird. snooping around.
I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy.
Oh my gosh. They're basically making Jim Carrey and Michael Jackson look so bad in that video. Whoever made that, they're so trying to ruin Jim Carrey and Michael Jackson all in the same video. Crazy. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. The new Discord. Okay. Yeah. Just have the new Discord. Give me a sec. Where'd my controller go? Not that one. Oh, that one. Because I need to exit out of the game real quick. We'll have to come back and do more later. Okay, let's go to Discord. Hmm. 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 Let's see. YouTube video. Hold on. I think it was on X that I saw it. That video. It's not on YouTube, I think. Is it this one? Yeah, this video. That here, let's see. This is a funny video. Okay. I need to change the name of it. Oh gosh, let's see. Invite to server. There we go. Send invite. There we go. Invite sent. Okay. Well, I will come on tomorrow. I'm going to start streaming again, and I'm going to come on in the morning, and because I'm going to stream while my husband's in all his morning meetings, and then afternoon go spend time with him and do some cooking and stuff and whatnot. I still got to make my peanut butter cookies and s'mores. Tomorrow I will be working on s'mores, but we'll game in the morning first. So we'll do that. So let me know if you guys like the combo, the YouTube and the Twitch combo. Or if I should just stick to one or the other. Twitch is gaming, YouTube is talking. Because, man, do we have some trad wife feminist stuff to talk about? later. I saw some videos over the weekend that I gotta say something about them. Okay, well, I'll be back. I'll be on Discord